Welcome back, Stack Attack Squad, to the Stack Attack Fantasy Podcast, your one-stop shop to dominate fantasy baseball and football. Come get some.
Hey now, what's going on, man? How you doing? It's the Stack Attack Fantasy Podcast. Flanking me to the right is my boy, Trader Andy. What's good, man? How you doing today?
What's up, bro? How you feeling?
I'm all right. I'm a little under the weather.
Yeah,
no big deal.
Going on the DL?
I'm actively going to be on the 15-day DL, not the IL. That's for snowflakes.
I don't say IL. I say DL.
Yeah, DL.
So you got a PRP shot in your arm.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to avoid that Tommy John surgery.
From what I remember, when you threw, you could use the surgery.
It's actually a non-throwing arm injury.
So you were a 30 on control.
30. I think they had to make a new scale for me. It was like -10. They used to tell all the outfielders to go behind the shortstop when I had to turn a double play. So
those are fun ones.
Those were the days. That's great. All right. So what's good, man? Is it over for you? Any more drafts left, or are you done?
I'm done, man. Done and over with. Just trying to prepare. Focusing on the real task at hand, which is our DFS grind. So I'm going to start focusing on that.
We'll talk about that later. We're actually going to do a show next Wednesday to lay out the opening day main slate, which starts at 1:00 on Thursday. So that's very exciting. I'm looking forward to that. We usually make money on opening day, but it's more of like a GPP type of day than a cash game day, right?
Yeah, I mean, you obviously have to see who's having a hot spring. The guys that are going to be at the top of the lineup, who you have to catch something that goes high in the beginning and then falls out. So
yeah, I noticed two value plays that kind of jumped off the board for 2,000: Jeremy Pena and Tsutsugo. So there's definitely going to be a way to stack whoever the hell you want. So you know how it goes. It all comes together easy. It's just a shame that Scherzer's not going to be pitching because he's going to go 8 innings on opening day.
Yeah, who's hilarious.
So, how about that, man? Wasn't that great?
Yeah, he just told the bullpen, take the day
you got the day off, guys.
I got you.
I got this.
That's awesome.
DeGrom's a snowflake, man. Give me the ball.
Imagine facing DeGrom and then Scherzer. Oh, gosh.
That's just not fair.
Yeah.
That's all good. All right. Well, my draft season is not over. I have one more left. That's on Saturday. That's actually my biggest money league, and it should be it's right in my wheelhouse. It's a redraft 12-team auction live. So, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better format for me. 12-team is just easy, it's not even fair. So
yeah,
that's how I fund next year's buy-ins for all of the other 21 leagues that I'm going to be in. So that's how it goes. All right. But Nick's not with us just yet. He's going to join us later on. So we actually want to recap our turf league teams. We just had that draft with Mike Simeon and Zach Braff and Matt Williams the other day. So we're going to go through that, but we'll wait till Nick gets here later on. He's late as usual. At least he's awake, we hope. Right.
Well, yeah, maybe going to the hospital. You never know.
Yeah,
straight to pop whenever.
He would have tweeted at us if hey, on the way to the hospital,
And let me just tell you, there's nothing better than live drafts. And you know what? That draft was hit or miss. It was okay, but the best part of it was just watching Zach be on tilt all day. Even when the menu, he ordered something and it came out wrong and they didn't have it, and like he was on tilt. I just loved seeing that reaction. That's why live draft is so much better.
Yeah, me and him had some epic battles on the turn there. I was at 15, he was at 14. And he took about 5-10 minutes to make the first pick, which he took Trout, which I was gonna do. He was trying to figure out what the hell my plan was, and my plan was let the board fall to me, but I did end up taking Scherzer, but we'll get into that later on.
No, but they did say they were posting that, they were posting live results from everything, and they're like, yes, that is right.
Bobby Witt, round 3. And then I'm like, yeah, I was going to do that too. Good thing you took him. I was going to take him. No, I love Bobby Witt. You know that, man.
Yeah.
Like, I truly believe that Bobby Witt is a future first-round fantasy player,
Why
maybe
is that?
even next year.
Yeah,
He's
that's
just
why
got
we
it
took
all,
him.
man.
That's why
You're going to
we
have
sold him.
multi-position eligibility, hits for power, has the hit tool, can run, is young. Like, there's just so much to like there. Like, Tatis is a special individual. Trey Turner is a niche player because he runs so much. The rest of the first round type talent, really, I'm going to take this guy over Bichette. They're probably similar players, but I think that Witt ultimately is going to hit for a little bit more power overall with similar speed. So Witt's my guy going forward. We took him in our 30 teamer in the first round.
You had to sell me on him.
Huh?
You had to sell me on him, but I agree.
I don't hate it. And, let's get into it right away. The Tigers are talking about possibly keeping two rookies, and the other one is the one we took in the second round, which is Riley Green. But Torkelson and Riley Green look like they're poised to make the team. You think that's going to happen? It sounds like it.
I'm hearing rumblings from people in Detroit saying that the Riley Green's probably going to go down for a couple of weeks, even though he's leading off and he's doing very well and holding his own. They said that Torque might actually make the team, but both should be up in the first 3 weeks. I thought they were both going to make the team. Riley Green, I think, is going to make the team, but then, the past couple of days, I'm hearing people in Detroit who might have some inside info there, saying that they might go down.
Right. Well, one of the things I like about spring training is you get these managers interviewing during the game while everything's going on. And he was talking about this, AJ Hinch, as Detroit was actually on defense at the time. And they're talking about Torkelson and Green and what he needs to see from them. And he basically said, from a teammate perspective and the stick, it's all ready. It's just a matter of seeing the maturity and, the rise to the occasion ability and the defense, if that's going to be ready for it. And as he said that, Torkelson made an amazing play. And he said right there, he's like, that's exactly what we're looking for from these guys. We want to see that. We want to see that they could do that and rise to the occasion at that minute. And he said that. That was from the manager. Yeah. And I don't know if you saw it today, but the play that Riley Green made today was like maybe the play of the year already. Diving in the outfield. Yeah. It was sick. It was sick. So I think these two have an inside track. I really think that they're gonna be up. The bottom line is that, the White Sox have been kind of wishy-washy with this offseason. They didn't really do that much, right? No. And everybody's waiting for them to trade Kimbrel for another offensive piece, preferably a second baseman or an outfielder. Their big move was trading for Adam Hazley. That's not doing much for you. Good defensive player, decent stick, whatever. But he's not moving the needle anywhere for anybody. They never really addressed second base. They're waiting for this big move. It didn't happen. Detroit is actually – yeah, Detroit on the they honestly, if I guarantee you, if they could go back, they would undo the Kimbrel Madrigal trade right now because Madrigal is the perfect player for them right now.
Yeah.
But the whole bottom line is that Detroit is possibly the second best team in the division. The pitching is good. It's not quite the level of the White Sox, but it's solid. It's solid. And if you with these guys, with adding Baez to the lineup, and then this young, fresh energy with the veterans like Mcgee, they're going to have a chance. They're going to compete for the wild card this year. I really believe that. I said it about Seattle last year, and I was right. I think Detroit is going to be in line for a possible playoff spot. So you need to do that from day one because every game counts, right? Yeah. With the expanded playoffs this year. They can't give up games. I really don't think that they're going to be able to really challenge the White Sox. I would bet it. It's probably.
I think their bullpen is very week though.
Yeah,
there's one glaring need. I think that's it.
Yeah, they got 50 Cent at the back end.
if the White Sox took Conforto like I thought they were pressing to do, I thought that was going to be a nice little match because they're very, very right-handed. And Conforto fits well, but I just read reports that he got hurt in the off season with his shoulder. It's a little dinged up. He was diving. And I don't know if you read this. I saw this somewhere that's saying he didn't want to sign with a team when he wasn't 100%. So he's waiting for his shoulder to heal up.
Yeah. I think that's a bunch of BS, but dude, he's tied to draft pick compensation. So he's going to have to wait for opening day before he signs a contract. That's all it is. Why would somebody sign him today when they could sign him a week from now after a game is played and not give up draft pick compensation for it, right?
Yeah.
Makes no sense. But, you know, back to Green and Torkelson. If you read the tea leaves, the NFBC had their main event this past weekend. And Torkelson, who looks like he's going to be there, went at a min pick of 249, but Riley Green went at 196.
It's the speed factor.
On the lowest end. It's the speed factor, yeah. Yep. But you still got to make the team. Yeah. I mean, I took Riley Green in round 21 of TGFBI, and it was honestly, it was just like I hated the round. There was nothing I wanted to do. I didn't like any of the closer candidates. I already had all my my speculative starters packed up. I'm like, I'm going to take a moonshot right here, and then I filled out my outfield with Manny Margot later on. But Riley Green may end up paying off for me.
Definitely.
I think you might be right. I think Torkelson gets the job day one. Green might go down for 2 or 3 weeks. Although I can't really justify it, but you could say that he's leading off right now because they want to see more. Because he was batting 7th and 8th with Torkelson for a couple of weeks there. I think by the All-Star break, Torkelson and Green are 2-3 in that lineup, and they're mashing, and they may be two of the favorites for the Rookie of the Year at that point, battling with Bobby Witt.
2-3 is bold. Wow.
I mean, look at the lineup. Why not?
I love Candelaria. I think he's going to be slot right in there.
Yeah.
They got Baez. You got Badu. I think you're not going to want to put pressure on these guys batting them 2-3. I think they're going to be 6-7.
Talent rises to the top, though, man. If they're the best options, you do it.
Yeah.
All right. So, I talk about watching spring training games and getting information from the manager.
Yeah.
I'm a Phillies fan, and I watch the Phillies. And I can tell you right now, you can write this down. Bryson Stott is the starting third baseman on opening day for the Philadelphia Phillies. You could write that down. If you watch the crawl on the bottom of it, it says that Stott and Didi Gregorius are battling for the starting shortstop position. No, that's not it. Didi looks great. He made an amazing play today. He's been defensively amazing all spring, playing shortstop every day. Stott's playing third base 2 out of every 3 games. Bats at the bottom of the lineup. He's hitting over 500 so far this spring with an OPS over 112, I think it is. Stott looks locked in. He's playing good defense. Bohm is absolutely lost. He's batting 136. He got a little seeing eye base hit today that brought that up from .90, and he's just lost. And he's the worst defensive player on the team on a bad defensive team.
That's a bold statement right there because they suck in the field.
Yeah. Well, Didi is average to above average. Vierling's probably going to man center field for the most part every day, and he's an average defensive player. Bryce Harper's slightly above average. There's some bright spots. I mean, Castellanos is a hack in left field. And on days that Schwarber's out there, just, like shift. So, but it's going to happen. Bryson Stott is going to be a huge guy to pick up on the waiver wire this weekend. Yeah, he's going to be on base. And the amazing thing about Stott is if you watch him, he just resembles Bryce Harper so much. His swing, his approach, everything. And they're roommates. Bryce Harper makes the decisions for this franchise. Mm-hmm. He told Dombrowski that he needed to get 2 of the 3 of Castellanos, Schwarber, and Bryant. Bryant was their first choice. He didn't want them because he wanted 7 years and he wanted to live in Denver. So he chose to go to Denver. Not Miami. Philly only offered 5 years, so it was a little bit of a shortcoming contract for him. So they went the other route and got the other 2 guys. But Bryce Harper's making the calls over there, and he loves Stott. They roomed together in spring training. Like he's got the job. You could write it down. And another note, if you're still drafting, Zach Eflin looks great on the Phillies. Like he's gonna pitch the 3rd game of the season. He threw 51 pitches today. Girardi said 65 pitches next start, and then by his 3rd game of the season, which should be game 3 against Oakland at home, he should be available for 80 to 85 pitches at that point. So you could fire him up day 1, right? Awesome.
Definitely.
Love it. All right. So last week we got some bad news in the fantasy world when our heartthrob of the spring, O'Neal Cruz, got sent down. Where are you at with that, Andy? He's coming back, right? We're not going to have to wait too long.
I would hate to be a Pirate fan. Like, I just see so many outcries. Like, he's definitely the best shortstop in that organization. He will outplay Kevin Newman right now. You could probably outplay Kevin Newman at shortstop, and you're a lefty. I just don't understand it. The kid was making nice plays in the field. And that's what they're saying. They say he sent him down because he has to work on his defense. So you're going to lose 110 games with O'Neal Cruz in the minors. It's horrible. The Pirates are horrible. They're about to trade Brian Reynolds. Another.
I don't know, man. It seemed like it might have been a bunch of crap because all the rumors this morning happened because he didn't work out with the team in the morning. But then by the time the game started, he was in the lineup and he hit a home run today. So, it seems like it was conjecture. I think the
coming for him.
Yeah, I think the problem with Cruz is that Cole Tucker and what's his name? The boring guy, I already forgot his name.
Newman.
Then they tried him out in the outfield, and you're looking at what the hell's his name? Satsugo, Ben Gamel, Greg Allen. These guys are hitting. Like all of them have an OPS over 1 so far in the spring. So just in this 15 at-bat sample size, they're doing enough to kind of say, oh, we could put him down and let him work on defense. We want him to be ready to play the outfield and whatnot. So there's plenty of opportunity for them to send him down, but he needs to come back up quick. What really upsets me about the situation is that in the collective bargaining agreement this year, they made a new rule that if you have a player that finishes in the top 3 in the Rookie of the Year, you get an extra draft pick. Like, do they not care about that? Or do they look at that extra draft pick and say, oh, that's somebody else we got to pay?
Horrible.
It's disgusting. So we're out O'Neal Cruz so far. Painful. Well, Nick, thanks for joining us, man.
Hey, yeah, no problem.
How you doing?
Had to put the baby to sleep with the wife.
Yep. All right.
All good.
All right.
Got
Cool.
my drink. I'm set.
Welcome aboard, man. So are you done drafting as well, or you got something left in the tank?
I got two left, and I'm drafting for a buddy for his league on Sunday. He's basically said if I finish, I'll give you a cut.
Nice.
So I'm like, I'll draft.
We're at the point now that we're a proxy. People are paying for our services.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Jeff, are you okay up there? I know you're not.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Center. Okay, I'm just making
good.
sure. You're Nick's in your spine. I don't know if you.
Oh,
because if I'm going to move him, I have to move my arm, and I really don't want to do that. I can't let you troll me like that.
I actually just made Andy and I are a points league right now, and I just made my farm pick of Joe Ryan, who I believe I just saw as a Twins opening day starter.
That's legit. I saw that.
Yep. Yeah. So, hey, why not?
Joe Ryan,
opening day starter for the Twins, not Sonny Gray.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising, man.
I'm stunned by that. That's
it's
crazy.
got to have something. It's got to have something to do with how things are lined up. They probably couldn't get Sonny
Spring.
Gray on schedule.
Yeah.
When he came in and joined the team and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they want their best pitcher for home opener. I don't know what the schedule is.
I didn't look at the schedule they
Whatever.
play first, but yay, that's interesting. For
Playing,
points, that's great.
The home opener is next Thursday versus Robbie Ray in Seattle.
Okay.
All right. There you go.
So he's starting at home.
Nice. Good for him. Good for him.
I will not be firing him up.
Yeah, he's going to get blown up on day one.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, but the question is...
I think I just found our opening day stack, buddy.
The question is Julio Rodriguez going to be in that stack? Oh.
He's still up.
No, it is going to happen, man.
He's still up. Hasn't been sent down yet.
So excited for him.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And by the way, I'm stacking the Mets on opening day, going against lefty Corbin. Oh yeah, light them up.
All right.
All right, have fun.
Oh.
Corbin.
DFS. Nick, jump on.
They say Corbin's looking pretty good so far.
Corbin has been looking good. He has, but he's also a lefty, and certain guys on the Mets team crush lefties. So. But Corbin has looked good. I'm trying to sell him off in one of my pods right now, in my DFSs.
Speaking of the Mets, I saw Boris put out a statement about Conforto last night. I don't know if you guys talked about that yet.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it's interesting.
He calls it BS.
Yeah.
Nobody's signed my client. Nobody's signed my client yet, so I have to. I gotta put something out.
So somebody in the comments said, next time I cheat on my wife, I'm going to hire Scott Boras to come up with an excuse for me, because that's what this is.
Yeah. Who was it? I saw somebody who got injured for walking his dog. I didn't see the name of the player.
Yeah. Oh, that was the closer.
That was Romano.
That was Romano.
Yeah,
yes, I said that to you. That's right. Yeah.
No,
he's all right, though. Nothing to worry about Jordan Romano.
No concern.
Zero.
Walking his dog.
Yimi Garcia is not going to do it. Sorry.
Put the dog in a bubble.
All right. Put the dog in a bubble. Put Yimi Garcia on ice. Fire up Jordan Romano. If you're drafting, take the 1 round of discount based on this, because it'll happen. People are gonna fall back. This week in the NFBC main, he went 47th overall as the highest pick, which is in the beginning of the 4th round. That's pretty damn good. But the arm's electric.
Your wife heard that comment, Jeff.
Yeah, getting a little chilly in here, bro.
She's the best. That's awesome. All right, so let's continue with closers. You pop the cherry with Romano. Let's keep on that. It looks like Jake Mcgee has the inside track on the San Francisco closing job, despite the fact he hasn't thrown one pitch in the Cactus League just yet. But heard it out of the horse's mouth. Gabe Kapler said it straight out that if today were opening day, I guess Jake Mcgee would be the guy. So far this week in the main, Duvall's gone as high as 112. McGee's gone as high as 117. So NFBC drafters are still kind of thinking it's going to be a timeshare.
Don't trust a Kapler closer.
It's a true split. I wouldn't go absolutely crazy with him. I mean, if you're desperate for saves, there's your spot guy, but I don't go too crazy.
Right. I what round did I take? I took him. Duvall I have in the 14th round as my second closer. I backed it up with Robert Suarez later and a shot on Anthony Bass. So I have some other speculative saves out there. So I'm not sweating it too much that Duvall is looking like, he's taking a back seat. Do you handcuff these guys in drafts?
It's too high for that. I don't know.
Yeah,
can't go 14 and 17.
If one was going in like the late 100s, I would say go for it. But that's like back-to-back rounds you're handcuffing them.
Right. Well, I mean, in most leagues that have drafted, Mcgee is probably the top guy on waivers going in if you're doing waivers this Sunday as far as saves right now. You might see Kittredge.
Daniel Hudson.
If a team drafted early, shut up about Hudson.
He's one, maybe.
So how do you prioritize it? I mean, I watched some of the Dodgers today too, and Gratterall looked freaking lights out too.
Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, Blake's going to get. I don't know if LA finishes with say 45 saves this year. I think Blake gets maybe 20 of them.
That's a lot. It's a lot of saves.
He's their best. He's their best reliever, though. I think they're going to put him in situations that are going to be appropriate for what he's in. A high leverage spot.
He's not going to get half the saves. Wow.
Yeah, but if it's a high leverage spot in the 8th inning, he's going to come in. If it's a complete save opportunity, I think they might slide him in. But I don't think it's a true one-horse race there.
All right.
And they both gave up runs today too.
That's why I drafted Chapman in our league.
So if you're drafting Trinan in the 9th round, you're probably not loving it too much, right? Mm-mm. I mean, earlier
good for ratios.
Yeah, a month ago we were getting him like in the 14th round because Kenley was still around, but that's scary, man. This is why you have to take your I mean, in all seriousness, especially if you're doing a redraft league, if you're a commissioner of a league, you have to go to saves plus holds in some way, shape, or form, and you got to go down to one catcher. Our home leagues are like resistant about it and everything, you know, because we're old, 90 years old. But truth be told,
Joe Miller. Yeah. I would have done the same thing. I would have done the same thing at 4.
Trinan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's lock, stock, and barrel in a dynasty league where 25 players per team are kept.
It's tough. That's why you just got to draft setup guys and hope for the best at that point. Saves and holds is the way to go.
Did you see Freddie Freeman, his first interview as a member of the Dodgers? They asked him, like, oh, is there any player that you're glad that they're on your side now? You know, you got some superstars on this team. You know, you got Mookie, all these guys, Kershaw, everything. He goes, no. He's like, I'm just glad I never have to face Trinan again because how he's throwing 98 miles an hour and it bends 8 feet in midair, like it doesn't make any sense. I'm like,
yeah, that's why. I mean, losing him as a closer hurts. That sucks because you probably draft him at a high position to have that save opportunity. But the ratios are going to be very, very good. It's going to help you out at least with that. And who knows? Maybe Dave Roberts pulls it over and just says, "Screw it, he's going to be a 40 save guy." We don't, who knows?
Yeah,
probably not.
Yeah, it just reeks like all of these closer situations, and it's been this way since December.
Yeah,
they just reek of you put them in your lineup and you get nothing. You take them out and they bang 3 saves in 3 days.
Well, that's why turf. I drafted Hendricks in the 3rd in turf. I almost took him in the 2nd round. Yeah. I don't do that early, but you know what? In a 15-teamer in an industry league, sometimes you just got jump it.
Right, but can't you see a scenario where Hendricks gives up 2 home runs in a week and now they're going to Kimbrel?
No.
Easily.
No, I think he's locked in there. I'm still not convinced Kimbrel's on that team in May.
It does. In all honesty, like I don't understand why he wouldn't be. I don't understand that unless it's really a financial situation that they're strapped and they can't advance the team without shedding that $16 million. Like he's lights out. Like
I think you'll see him traded if there's like a freak injury, like in Eloy last year, banging against the wall. If you see like a freak injury, maybe you see them trade him and try and grab somebody that can start and play. I don't know because they're a win now team.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're probably going to sign Conforto a weekend.
Yeah, and Andrew Vaughn goes to the bench.
That's fairly comfortable.
He'll be playing second base.
He'll be catching.
Who's going to play second base for them? Lurie Garcia?
That's
pretty much. All right.
Why do you got to trade Nicky Madrigal? Why do you got to do it?
That's what we were talking about before you came on. Is like if they could trade Kimbrel for Madrigal right now, they'd probably do it. And they made that trade in the other direction to try to win a championship, and they failed.
Yeah,
but he was out. Madrigal was out for the year, so I understand it.
Yeah, he was out. Cubby's got a nice little stack. They got a nice little stack going.
Yep. Speaking of that, Madrigal's batted leadoff 2 out of the last 3 games. So and he's got Seiya Suzuki hitting bombs after him. Like that's looking nice, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm in.
Clint Frazier crushed a bomb the other day too.
Yep. Yeah, Bobby, that is true. Conforto, They offered him the qualifying offer, and he did not accept it. So I'm sorry. They basically any team signs him now, they have to give draft pick compensation to the Mets. So once the season starts, there was a player this happened to like 2 years ago too. I can't remember who it was.
I didn't think it was the start of the season though. I thought it was like in June or something.
He's gonna be discounted too.
No.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially in like if you're drafting like an AL, NL only format, I highly doubt, even especially in AL only, he's not gonna be drafted. He's 100% worth a flyer at the end if he's not signed yet. Obviously, if he doesn't sign with an AL team, you just cut him.
Yep. All right. So we just talked about Madrigal with the lineup spot. Andy, what do you think about your boy Captain Kirk batting fifth a couple times in a row now?
A masher.
That's a beautiful spot, man.
Yeah. He's gonna get the PT. He's gonna get some DH time. He's gonna be playing maybe one day behind the plate, keep the eligibility. His bat is outstanding. I think people are a little afraid about the playing time, but I think if he's mashing, he will be in, and his contact skill rate is off the charts. I'm all in. I've been all in for years, and it's about to happen.
Well, he's doing what he needs to do right now. He's batting like 360 this spring with an OPS of like 104 or something like that. But slotting in there between Bichette and Gurriel is pretty nice, man. That's an opportunity for some runs and some ribbies. Absolutely, man. I said it to you earlier. I have my last auction this week. It's a one catcher league, and I might just target him as my catcher one because it's just going to allow me to do so much more because it's going to go for $2. All right.
Absolutely.
Looking at some other lineup position players, Schwarber's always been known as a leadoff hitter because he has such good on base skills and everything. And 40 home runs out of a leadoff hitter, that's pretty sweet. But it also looks like Josh Donaldson might be getting that role. Also, the Yankees have slotted him there twice. They alluded to it, and then the next day he was there. So
he's doing very well this spring for the Yankees.
Yep.
He's a very, very sneaky pick.
Yep, absolutely. I love Donaldson. I mean, I don't have enough shares. I got a couple of dynasty shares. He was a massive target of mine in turf this week, but it didn't come to a fruition. He got sniped, but I'm definitely buying on Donaldson. You too, Andy, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Any other hitters jumping out at you before we talk a little bit of starting pitching?
I'm going to stay in the Yankees in the Yankees lineup.
Go figure.
I got him for $1 in our league. Isaiah Kiner Falafa.
Ralph Kiner Falafel.
Thank you. He's having a good spring. He's going to provide 10, 15, stolen bases in a deep format. I took him in turf. Why not? He's gonna play probably every day.
Yep. You want to know the sneaky thing to do with him? If you have a league with a bench, you got to have him on your team because there's a damn good chance he's going to catch a game or two here and there. And if you're in a league with one game eligibility, you're getting 15 steals from your catcher spot. That's a catcher one, dude. Doesn't matter what else he does.
And speaking of that too, I think Eric Haas from the Tigers. I keep wanting to say Lions because it's football's in their brain, but I think they just said today he's going to play all over the place.
Yeah, he's going to DH. He's going to play the outfield. They put him in left field too.
So that alone just says 130 maybe games.
Yeah, he resuscitated my TGFBI team last year. Yeah, 28 home runs. So,
yep. What about Keston? You are my hero.
Ooh.
I've been talking about for years, guys.
I'm touching that one.
I was excited when he popped his fourth home run today off who he hit off of somebody big. It wasn't a minor league pitcher. I forgot who. Raciel Iglesias.
He's gonna bat He's gonna bat like 206 this season.
It would be an improvement. That's an improvement.
Oh, it is. Oh, all right.
From last year, it's an improvement.
Oh my God.
He's gonna hit 5 home runs this year.
I already said he wasn't gonna. I say he's gonna do good. Trust me.
I hope he does well. I was high in him and fell off a cliff, but
sell high, buy low. Time to buy.
Your other boy in the Brew Crew in the outfield, he's gaining some steam. You know what I'm talking about.
Tyrone?
Yeah.
Oh, Tyrone Taylor. Yeah, definitely. I'll talk about him when we get to our turf teams, but he obviously needs the opportunity. He could do a little bit of everything. He's probably not going to bat much higher than 250, but he steals bases. He's got some pop. He's an exciting young player. There's definitely something there.
Oh, for sure.
So go back to Keston Hera for a second. I will give you each $1 million if you could tell me the top 5 players in OPS so far this spring.
Keston Hera.
Hera's one of them. He's number 3.
Bryce Harper.
No.
Damn it.
Another one we mentioned already today is Riley Green is number 5.
He hit a bomb yesterday or 2 days ago. He's got to be in that opening day lineup.
Yep. Number 4 is Paul DeYoung. Keston is number 3. Goldschmidt, number 2. And number 1, Andy and I were talking about this off the air. No shot at making the team. Edward Olivares of the Kansas City Royals. In 25 at-bats, he's got 3 dongs, 2 stolen bases, batting .560 with an OPS of 173. Give the man a chance.
Speaking of giving him some chances, Ron Guzman for the Yankees has been having a crazy spring. Put him on the bench.
Yeah, but that's the problem is there's no more National League games, so you don't need that stick off the bench that could hit you 15 home runs a year. It's a shame. It's a shame. Matt Stairs, pour one out for my boy.
Oh, Matt Stairs. Never heard that name in a while.
That was my guy, bro. That was my guy. All right. One guy I wanted to mention real quick before we skated onto the starting pitchers. Relief pitcher Art Warren is getting a lot of buzz in Cincinnati. The concern there is that Luis Cessa and Hunter Strickland are a little bit more seasoned and experienced at the major league level, but Warren last year, 41.5% strikeout rate, throws 100. Guy's nasty. Sims is not quite throwing yet, so there's an opportunity for, this is like you were saying before, Nick, with Trinan. Similar situation. This guy's going to have a huge strikeout rate for you, give you some great ratios. Even if the saves aren't there, he's somebody to plug in your lineup early in the season.
Yeah, especially I know only format too.
Yep. And that's the thing too that very few people think about is early in the season when these starting pitchers are going 3 innings, 4 innings, 5 innings, Scherzer going 9. It might be smarter to have one of these high leverage relievers in there that you might vulture a couple wins and set a baseline with your with your ratios quickly.
And you got to think too with the lockout, the reduced spring training. A lot of these pitchers again aren't up to par right now. You might not see full 6, 7, 8, 9 inning games out of these guys right off the bat, especially with the shortened season. I mean, the shortened spring training and whatnot.
Right. The last closer situation that I'm kind of keeping my eye on, and it's kind of me against Andy on this one. It's Robert Suarez versus Dinelson Lamet. Lamet's got the stuff.
No, you didn't put Lamet on there. Who'd you put on that list?
Huh?
You put Suarez versus Pagan.
Pagan is still in the mix.
He's a setup guy.
You didn't even give me my respect. No, CBS has him for 31 saves.
Oh God, I don't look at
Pagan?
that crap.
Magic hit 11 home runs too, but let's move on.
And steal 4 bases. Batting 260.
I got one more closing situation though.
Lamet is going to be the cream of the crop. He's gonna
rise to the top.
He's gonna lead the team in saves.
Okay.
All right.
Mic drop.
I got one more. Miami. Dylan Floro just started throwing today. He's scheduled tomorrow for another throwing session. I still think he starts the season on the IL, DL, whatever you want to call it. Bender, Bass fishing. One of those guys got to get in there.
Bass is going to get it.
I think Bass has the front track. So if he starts the season hot, he keeps it. If he struggles a little bit, when Floro comes back, Floro probably slides back in. He was pretty dominant last year. So I guess we'll have to see with that.
Or gets traded.
If you want to talk stuff, it's Anthony Bender by leaps and bounds, man. He's
that's the ratio guy. That's the ratio guy. Is he going to? He's not going to close. Probably he might be the high leverage guy.
Right. Dylan Floro was like one of my plant the flag players last year, and it paid off. So it's kind of hard for me to go against him at this point.
I'm hoping he reclaims the job for
Jeff
personal stakes.
Dug out that flag and threw it away.
Yep, that happens.
Yeah, with closers, yeah, we know that.
All right. So we just mentioned the Padres. One quick note, starting pitching wise, Nick Martinez over from Japan. Very few people talking about this guy. He's got the inside track on the number 5 starter so far this spring. 7 innings, 7 strikeouts, 1 run allowed, whip under 1, looking pretty good. Chris Paddock does not look right yet. Nick Martinez, take him down as a dollar starting pitcher at the end of your draft. Couple other pitchers, a lot to be excited about in Cincinnati right now from a starting pitching perspective, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right. You love it. All right, Andy, you want to talk about Hunter Green a little bit?
No. I want Nick Lodolo. I love that guy.
Yeah.
He hasn't been named into the starting rotation yet, but I think
will.
he's better than Hunter Green. I think he's better than Hunter Green. I think he's going to be a stud. I love him. His stuff is off the charts. He's done nothing but dominate. I think Hunter Green, there's much more risk there than Lodolo, but I feel that both in there with little Tyler Mahle. It's a nice little rotation. Castillo.
No, it's not. Everything else is terrible.
Yeah.
Reaver, San Martin, and Vladimir Gutierrez, but that's terrible. But you said something very, very, very smart. Lodolo is super sneaky. Nobody's going to draft him because you don't see his name in the opening rotation, but you do see Hunter Green. They already announced Tyler Mahle is going to pitch the first game and the 5th game because of the way that the days off come. So they don't need a 5th starter the first turn through the rotation. So Lodolo is going to be down in AAA for the opening day, which is the 2nd, which I believe is Tuesday of next week. And then you will see him probably by the third time through the rotation. So he's definitely worth putting on your bench because he's going to be up in April. Definitely.
Take him in the last round.
Yep. Hell yeah, man. I'm in. And he's somebody in NFBC leagues to sneaky Sunday to pick up in Fab because it's still a universal player pool Sunday before you can pick up anybody you want in the NFBC. Once the season starts, they have to be in the major leagues.
What is it, 8 o'clock, Jeff, or 9 o'clock lock for NFBC?
No, I think it's 10.
10? All right.
I think it's 10 Eastern. I don't remember.
Yeah, this Sunday,
we'll
this Sunday's
it's
gonna be wild this Sunday.
Yep. Well, I'll have my article coming out, which will be it'll be posted on our site, and it's going to go on Fantasy Six Pack also. My NFBC waiver wire article that I do every single week throughout the year. So that'll be out early on Sunday morning. So I'll make sure that I touch base on the time.
Yeah, I'm going to try and put out a small sleeper article. I might be sending to you tomorrow if I can get time to it. Touching on what we're talking about, the closer situation, a couple late round guys. Lodolo is a perfect late round guy.
Dude, you better rest up, bro. You don't have many hours left to sleep.
Whew, it's any day.
Yeah.
Any day, any week. I don't know yet. It's
a lot of dirty diapers. A lot of dirty diapers.
The twins are coming. They're coming. She's in a lot of pain right now. So she's
on that note, for everyone who's watching, this will probably be Nick's last one for a while.
We'll see. Maybe I'll be here next week. Maybe I won't be. We don't know.
Well, listen. Next Sunday, all right. Our show lineup next Wednesday evening will be just me and Andy doing a DFS preview for opening day, and then we'll be back on the air on Sunday. Nick, you're not even welcome. We're going to bring in our boy Andy McGann for his debut on the mic to do a waiver wire show with us for next Sunday.
There's a good possibility I'm going to have two twins in my hands, and I'm going to be changing diapers. Nice. I've already accepted watching the NFL draft with two babies strapped to my chest, so it's going to happen.
That's going to be hard. That's going to be hard to tweet.
It's going to be. It's going to be, especially when they trade for DK Metcalf at any point, or AJ Brown or Deebo Samuel. I'm done with football. We're good.
Yeah.
All right. Couple of veteran pitchers that are looking up. Alex Cobb looks like he added about 3 miles an hour to the fastball. 97. Great torque factor.
EEDs. Let's go.
That's all right, man. I'm all good with
3
that,
miles
man.
an hour.
Fantasy does not worry about that. Just get the stats.
Until they get suspended. Oops.
Whoops. Drop them.
Old man Verlander looking good. Didn't get the
Solid.
opening day start, but he looks solid.
Solid.
He's probably going to be a lock, stock, and barrel SP2 this season, and he's going to be one of those players that in about 2 weeks, the three of us are going to be lamenting the fact that we have very few shares.
None. Zero.
Yep.
It hurts. Well, until maybe this weekend I'll get a share.
All right. Now, I usually lean towards the old man pitching, but there's a couple of young bucks that are looking pretty good. The right or the wrong Keller and Matthew Brash. What do you guys think of these two guys? They're definitely going to be in the rotation, looking huge this spring. What do you think?
Andy, I'll let you take this. What's that?
Let you take the Keller one.
It's Mitch Keller.
Yeah.
It's Mitch Keller until he puts
right Keller or the wrong
until
Keller,
he puts up a 5.0 ERA in April, and then I completely delete this message because he looks good this spring. But he worries me just because of the past. But he looks like he's really controlling himself this spring.
For the price,
I don't know. I've been getting him in every draft at that very last round.
That's a problem, man. That's a problem.
Well, a few drafts.
You've been doing that for like 2 years.
Do I have him in turf? Let's see. So we've drafted so many times. No, I don't have him in turf. But yeah, he's a nice flyer. If he sucks, you drop him. But I think he's going to be at least a decent SP 4-5.
Cool. All right, Andy, talk about Matt Brash.
That's your boy. That's your boy.
I started doing a little research on him back in the day, watching a little Pitching Ninja, and I was like, this stuff is outstanding. So I just kept on tracking it. He has a little issue with possible control, getting the curveball over for strikes. If he does that, you're looking at a mid-rotation starter with high strikeouts. If he doesn't get the control, he's going to wind up going back to the bullpen because the Mariners have tons of options and he will be replaced. But I love what I see from now. He's going to get the role. He's going to be a sneaky one. And I have many shares.
Yeah. Nice. You know what would absolutely break my heart if they were to find out that Pitching Ninja doctors his videos.
They have to check him. They have to check him after. Well, let me see him.
All right. Any other players you guys want to talk about? I want to breeze through each of our turf teams. It's one of the preeminent expert leagues out there, and it was the first time in an expert league that we've all drafted against each other. So I want to kind of touch each of our teams. Anybody really, outside of that you want to touch on before that?
I'm going to touch on the rookies really fast. Reported today, Reed Detmers is the favorite for the 6th spot in Anaheim.
That sounds crazy.
Kate Cavalli got absolutely crushed, so he's off the redraft radar. And I'm still high on Aaron Ashby. I think he's a Freddie Peralta 2.0.
Nice. Andy, anybody else? Or
no, just don't really take too much stock into the rookie pitchers. They're really not going to be worth it. They'll also mostly have innings limit on them as well. And just for instance, like a guy that I started really liking last year, Jeff talked me out of it. I did a little more research, got out of the shares of Casey Mize. Now I'm back in because I think it's time to buy. Sell high, buy low, move on.
All right, nice. All right, let's talk turf real quick. 15 team NFBC, 30 rounder live draft. Had a really good time. We talked about it earlier. Nick, you had the highest pick out of all of us.
I did.
So we'll start with your team. Did you play independent of players? Did you have any outward goal of what you wanted to do with this team, or you're just playing the board?
So honestly, I had no plan. Round 1, I wanted Cole or Bryce Harper. I was going to see who fell to me. Cole went pick 7. I had pick 8. So I went Bryce Harper pick 8. And from there, I was just playing the board. Bryce Harper fell to me at 8. I took that. I took Julio Urias with my 2nd pick. And then I played a little risky. I took Liam Hendricks with my 3rd pick. I wanted to lock in the closers before they started going crazy. I think Hader went a couple picks before me. Yeah. Nobody took Hendricks, so I said, you know what? Let me just get my closer. I'll be good. I went a little extra Yankee heavy, which I wasn't a fan of.
Figure.
I wasn't a fan of it, but the value is just there on the board. I mean, I have
You're
no.
a fan.
I am. I have those
Yeah.
Stanton shares. If he's healthy, he's a 40 home run guy.
LeMahieu was nice. That was really nice.
LeMahieu, I like the value of him. Kiner Falaya, I can't pronounce his name.
Jeez.
I like him. But then, I mean, with a deep league, you got to go with value. Lane Thomas, I'm a fan of late. Brandon Marsh, I'm a fan of. Alex Trilloff, we all love. When you go to pitching, I love what is it? I took Cease, I took Manaea. Marcus Stroman was a late flyer. I went with it. Jose Urquidy, pretty happy with that. Jazz Chisholm for my saves. And super hot catcher. Kyle.
Wait, what?
You said the
Higashiyaka.
wrong.
Kyle Higashiyaka. He's red hot right now for the Yankees. I don't know if he's the opening day starter. Maybe they swing a trade for Sean Murphy, but he has been red hot for the Yankees. I think he's on like 4 or 5 home runs this spring, and he's been looking decent.
Dude, Andy, you're a lifelong catcher, man. You can't trade for a catcher, like not even in season. It doesn't work. Like these guys are locked in, man. They might add somebody to put into the rotation, but the work that they're doing with the pitchers is more important than the stick.
Yeah. You have to know your staff. You can't just go in there in the middle of the season.
Right.
I thought Contreras was a lock for them, but it's not going to happen.
I don't think you guys were all telling me during our home league draft because I took Contreras. Oh, he's going to get traded to the Yankees. I don't see that happening. I mean, it could be a mid-season thing, but this early, the pitchers need the continuity.
And just to add to that, Kyle is red hot this summer. He is not being drafted anywhere. In a regular draft, he's a free agent. 2-catcher league, he's the perfect catcher too.
All right. Do you think that you have any deficiencies on your team? I mean, you could, believe it or not, you could be concerned with saves because you're backed up Hendricks with Scott Barlow.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
And then a risk with Steckenrider, so you kind of got shut out on the second closer.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the bidding for probably a second closer. With a team this deep, we all know it. 30 teamers are not a good bench. I mean, if you look at my bench, it's kind of just hoping and praying at this point. I've always been a fan of Brian Anderson. Tyler Wade is not a starter in Anaheim, but he's a very good stolen base material.
Yeah, he could lead your team in freaking steals, believe it or not.
And he's got the third base, short, and outfield eligibility. So if he's starting,
Madden loves him. Madden loves him. It doesn't matter if he's starting or not. He's going to play.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think my bench might be my weak point. Edward Cabrera was kind of like a round 29, round 30 flyer, hoping for the best. Bubic, I think, is having a pretty hot spring for the Royals. And Pache is a day one starter for Oakland. But if you look at a stat, Oakland has not spent a single dollar on free agents this year, which is crazy.
Yep. Most of these bench guys are all flyers that like you're just
drop
crossing and praying, and half of them you're going to drop in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'll probably drop Cabrera this Sunday. It was just hope he gets called up to the team. If not, see what happens.
All right, cool. All right, Andy, you picked out of the 10 spot, I believe.
Yep.
All right. So how did you have any particular? I know you had mentioned. I wish you would have done it. But you didn't do it.
I know where you're going.
I was talking about DeGrom, 10th overall. There was actually a main event team. Somebody took DeGrom at 2nd overall.
Wow.
2nd. Like,
where'd DeGrom go again?
I could pull it up for you.
I think he went to 10.
You missed him on the turn back.
He went to 10 and 12 range, I think.
Yeah.
So I took Mookie Betts at 10.
That's a good pick.
Right.
And it's funny too because if you look at the previous drafts, like months ago, DeGrom was going like later on.
I got him from 24 to 30. All my best ball drafts.
And if he's healthy, he's probably a top 3 pitcher if he's fully healthy.
So Max was gone, DeGrom was gone because I took Buehler in the 2nd round.
That's your guy.
Yeah.
All right. So what else? Let's look through your team. So then you took multi-eligible player Marcus Semien in a new setting this year, but still a solid ball player. Edwin Diaz to shore up some saves. Semien, you paired him with Jonathan India. That's pretty nice. And then you took Jose Berrios as your SP2. Not bad, not bad. You reached for your second saves pretty early. Oh, talk about Tommy Edmond, man. That was the pick that was like kind of out of character for you. Why'd you do that?
Yeah, just because I wanted Miles Straw, and I think Miles Straw went right before me, and I was like, you know what? I was like, this guy is similar to Miles Straw. He could steal 30 bases. He's gonna pop 10 home runs, and he plays multiple positions. So I just thought in this league, which is a daily league, having all these guys with eligibility, you could just move all over the place. So I thought it was a nice reach. I liked it.
Yeah, you know who got Miles Straw, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because you need steals.
So I was looking at Jazz or Edmond, and I was between the two, and I almost actually drafted both, and I let Edmond slide. And
yeah, I think you're thinking about Chisholm because I think I got Straw a little bit later than round 7. Yeah, I think I got him in the 10th.
So I took Melanson in round 8 because that was the last closer that I felt confident with because I didn't want to start chasing like you guys started doing before with
Scott. I reached on my second.
The key to that was in my bench round. I think the second to last pick on the draft, I took Ian Kennedy just in case.
Brilliant.
In case. So I can switch him out of there. And then after that, I just started going. I grabbed my first catcher at 10, which was Tyler Stevenson. And then in the next couple of rounds, I grabbed some power with Hunter Renfroe. Later in the draft, I took Miguelson towards my bench rounds, I think. But I took Benintendi, Duvall, Candelaria, all guys I like. Yuri Gurriel to really bump up that average.
Good. Right. He's
Andrew Vaughn, round 18, and then he got hurt that day. So what happens? And then Andrew Haney, who they love in LA, and then he got blown up on TV that we were watching. So that was one I definitely regretted.
He got blown up so bad. You're like, the next pick, I'm like, I got to take Nick Pivetta.
Yeah, I took Nick Pivetta, and I almost got a pen thrown at me. And then I backed up my closer role in round 24 with my boy Lamet. I definitely wanted to back that up. And then I took a flyer on Merrill Kelly, my last pick of the draft. And then with my bench, I went with high upside guys who could be up in the first 2 months and really help. Grayson Rodriguez, took Josh Lowe. And then 120 spots past his ADP, I took Shane Baz. He was 120 ADP. I got him around 240th pick overall, and he's not that bad. For a team that needed some more higher echelon pitchers, I think that was the guy to get. So right, overall, cool. Well, I'm happy.
I personally, I drew the 15 spot, which is it's a good place to be in, but there's a challenge with this that when you're on one of the turns in a 15-team league, you have to throw ADP out the window and you got to get your guy. And sometimes that means reaching, right? And I did my share of that. Sure. So, I said me and Zach Braff were kind of battling from jump, and he put me on the sweat for the first pick. I wanted to go Trout. Scherzer was my dream draft, and he took Trout from me. So I went Scherzer, Freeman. And the only reason I took Freeman was because of position scarcity, which I ended up regretting later because a lot of my targets, such as Walsh, who you took, Andy, and Crone and Rhys Hoskins, were all there at spots that I was comfortable with. So I probably could have gotten away with not taking Freeman. I could have gone pocket aces. I could have potentially taken, I don't know, Ozzie Albies or something like that, but I did go with Freeman. On the 3-4 turn, I had to reach twice because these are two guys that I'm sold on and I have to have. If you look at ADP, I jumped about 50 spots for Chris Bryant, but he wasn't coming back to me in 30 picks later in the 5th round. It just wasn't going to happen.
Get your guy.
If you're going to be in an industry league, you have to plant your flag on your guys, and him and Arozarena are that this year. The next turn, I went with Altuve, who was one of my highest owned players this year. Trevor Rogers, who is, this is, let me define my brand. Here we go. So Scherzer, Freeman, Arozarena, Bryant, Altuve, Trevor Rogers, Christian Yelich, Tyler Mahle. Then I kind of got saved from myself on this one. I was going to double tap with Knievel and Trinan, and Braff took Trinan from me.
I heard you.
And I was a little upset, but then I'm like, I think you just saved me from myself, and it worked out for me because Knievel's pretty much loaded into the role if he could stay healthy. And I ended up with Miles Straw on the second part of that turn in the 10th round. And then, I took Clevenger. The first pick that really was kind of difficult for me, but I was so far behind in power was Nelson Cruz. I wasn't comfortable clogging up that utility spot in the 12th round, but I also said to myself, I'm like, how many times have you taken Ohtani in the first round and clogged up a utility in the first round? So why not take 40 home runs from Nelson Cruz, who was recruited by Juan Soto to play in Washington because he wanted some protection. So that's my guy. Then we took Trevor Bauer in the 13th, raised a few eyebrows there, but we've talked about that plenty. Other notable picks, Charlie Blackmon was a painful one for me in the 16th because I was going to take Joey Gallo. I said, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Joey Gallo, and then I'm going to take Madrigal with him, and I'm going to put them together, and I'm going to get 45 home runs, 20 steals, 260, and like a 90-90 player combined from those two. I'm like, that's beautiful. Then I chickened out, and I took Charlie Blackmon, who's just safe and boring.
So you're saying that you think Gallo's only going to hit 34 home runs this year? Wow, well, interesting. Yeah, with Nicky's 11, so yeah.
I was going for 43 and 2, buddy.
All right, I'm thinking 45 and 0.
All right.
Wrigley though, you never know with the wind.
So Jeremy Pena and Robert Suarez at the 1920 turn is one of my favorite turns I could possibly make. We'll see if Suarez works out. I hit the max on Adley Rutschman, which was a little crazy, but whatever, man. He was there as my second catcher behind Zunino. Why not? I'm in. And then I just kind of filled the team out. Nothing crazy. Couple of flyers, like we said, Tyrone Taylor we talked about earlier. JT Brubaker. I heard the Pirates manager on the radio saying he was his favorite player in camp. So I'm like, I'll just watch him once or twice and see if there's something there. And then, I filled it out with Jake Fraley, Anthony Bass, and Strasburg, who are all shoot for the moon type players. So we'll see. I think we've all done well enough that we should all be competitive overall. There's some holes. I definitely need some more power, but that's the easiest thing to find on the waiver wire overall.
Definitely.
All right. Andy, did you prepare a throwback player for us today or not?
I did not because Nick started baby duty. I'm the closer for baby duty tonight. So I have limited time right now. I gotta run.
Yep, I hear you, man.
I'll come back with some. I'll have one for Wednesday.
All right, cool. Nick, you have anything intelligent you want to add before we head out of here?
When you're drafting this weekend, if you're drafting this weekend, last round or two, go draft the top holds person possible. Because who knows? Maybe that person is going to be your 25-30% bid come first, second week of the season.
Yep, hell yeah. Listen, the bottom line is that between the three of us, we've drafted over 60 teams this year. So even if you don't think we know what we're talking about, we've been through it. So like, you may not like the way that I build a team, but I can tell you what's going to be there and what risks you need to take, as well as these two guys can do it the same. So hit us up if you have your home league draft coming up this week. Like I said, I got one more to go. It's one that I'm excited about. It's actually Andy Spateri's home league that I get to represent him, and I'm proud of that. So yep. I'm going to win it for him this year and take home all that cash. All right. All right, guys. It's been fun. It's been the Stack Attack Fantasy Podcast. This guy is Trader Andy at AMAC22NJ. I'm at JTrella20, the first man in the history of Twitter at NMimi. We're here for you guys. Trevor, thanks for all you do. Take us on out of here. Peace, guys.